some of us were completely at sea when I personally read the letter from the NIA. The reason being that this is a global disease, and which is actually considered by the World Organization as a pandemic. What it means is that any other location you find yourself in this world, all of us are at risk of contracting the disease. And one of the ways of limiting or reducing your chances of contracting the disease is to avoid public gatherings, or is to distance yourself from public gatherings. That is one of the critical things, because it is only through coming into contact with somebody who had the disease that you can get it. For instance, right now I'm sitting comfortably in my home. If none of my household members have picked up this kind of disease yet, then if we don't go out to go and have a contact with anybody, trust me, there's no way we'll be able to get the disease. So distancing yourself from gatherings or crowds or where people have to gather or meetings here and there is very, very critical to preventing the disease. In my last interview with you, I made it clear that even globally, many people are actually championing the preventive measures rather than the treatment measures. Because if the person don't get the thing in the first place, they wouldn't spend so much money trying to treat them or try to quarantine them, that kind of stuff. So the basic line for us now as a country to be serious enough, we have to rather champion the cause of preventive measures. And the most important preventive measure is avoiding gatherings. So when we hear the president giving a directive that meetings that are not too critical, we have what we call essential decisions. If the meeting is not that essential, it should be discouraged. Many of us were happy. Then just to the next few days to hear or receive a letter from an appointee of the same government trying to go contrary to it. And this is not a verbal communication. This is an official communication through a letter. In fact, some of us were taken aback. And to be frank with you, what it means is that the president and his appointees are in disagreement with whatever decision the president is taking. And if you are to be in certain duration by now, the director of the NIA and those who are actually responsible for this should have gone home by now, to be frank with you. This is a total contradiction to what the president has said. And let me tell you, one of the things they even state in their letter, which even a layman on the street will not understand, is that all SORs shall ensure that no more than 25 persons, including field officials, are present at the registration center at any given time. At any given time. Now, ask yourself, in Ghana, do we call people at which time they should come for this kind of registration? Always people move on their own time. Nobody directs us what time they should come. So, at a point, you surely will not be able to take care of how many people arrive at a time. So what they are trying to tell us is that, after they arrive in more than 25, we'll let others to go home. And by then, they have already arrived. I mean, what kind of, indecision is this one? This from their own letter. That they should ensure that at any particular time, they should not have more than 25, including even the field officials. Then the question is, how do you make sure that before somebody leaves their house, they are aware that those who are already there, they are 25, so don't go. So what it means is that people will surely arrive first, then before they be counting them, if they have to 25, they say the many of you go. And by then they have gotten into contact with each other. And to me, this is a very great decision on the part of the NIA. And secondly, let me tell you, whatever they want to do, whatever motive they have, they surely will need the help of the people to be able to achieve the agenda. If the NIS went ahead to do this registration, and by the time they finish, nearly 90% of the people were infected in the eastern region, who is left to come and help them to achieve their target? I think we need to get serious in this country, where international institutions are closing down. I just spoke with one of my colleagues in Israel, and I'm putting on record, Israel has already even identified a cure for coronavirus, but it's yet to be satisfied. But they are using it to cure their own people who contracted the disease. Now, even UCG offices, festive offices were locked down in Israel. And if you talk about technology, health, and other things, Israel is very far advanced. How about Ghana? So when we are not even that advanced, instead of closing down some of these activities, instead of stopping organization of gatherings, we are rather encouraging it, even after the president has spoken that we should not do so. So this clearly tells you that we are not serious in this country as far as our situations are concerned. And I'm so surprised the whole president can give a directive and an institution having a head being appointed by the president will go behind him to write different things. But 2 meters distance.
You've also indicated that the statement has been in circulation for a while now. If that comes to the attention of the presidency and the president disagrees with it, shouldn't we have been hearing from the presidency or the information minister by now that this is not the way to go, or the health ministry, which is supposed to take the lead in this? We haven't heard from any of those institutions, have we? So is that not to say that they have certified it?
Thank you very much. The information has been in public domain for almost a week now that the NIA is still going ahead with the registration. But the letter coming from the NIA actually was dated 16th March 2020. So this is the time the NIA now officially communicated to the public. But I'm very sure that this was necessitated by the agitations from the public that despite the coronavirus, the NIA is still going ahead with their registration. And so they were forced to come public to tell us that this is the measure they have put in place. And let me tell you, none of these their measure will address the problem. People will surely contract the disease, because the moment, even the 25, you say they should not go beyond the 25. Even the 25 that is coming to the center, how sure are you that none of these people have already picked the disease? Because you're not speeding these people in their homes before inviting them to come for the registration. They will come on their own. How sure are you that even the 25 limit you are giving, none of these people will bring it? And when these people get it, you are not even screening them at the center. They go back home, and then they go back to their community. And the individuals in the community will now be contracting the disease. You see, this is one of the critical reasons why we have what we call the contact persons. So if one person is identified as having the disease, they try to trace all the people you might have contacted into the past. So now they are limiting us to 25. That alone tells you that even the NIA, they don't know what they are doing over there. And in fact, as you said, even assuming that the official release, which is the 16th of March, is not in agreement with what the president has said. By now, the president or his communicator will have come out to say that we dissociate ourselves what the NIA has put up in the public domain. So clearly, there's an indication that even the president and his appointees are actually playing a game with Ghanaians. They are actually playing a game with Ghanaians. Because you will not come out to tell us not to do a VCD, and then your appointees will come out to say something, and you could not even find the wisdom to come publicly and say that, in fact, that is in contradiction with what I've said, and for that matter, that should not be allowed to happen. He has the power. The ministers, the president himself, they are all silent on this. So what it tells is that the president will come out and tell us that let's do A, and behind the scene, they are doing B. We should get serious in this country. Let me tell you right now, there was a case at the University of Ghana, and because of that, all lectures, all public gatherings, all meetings were suspended on campus. We have a research team that are researching into this coronavirus in Ghana. Even some of us who were supposed to meet yesterday, we were just about 8 in the team. Only 4 of us could make it to the meeting. And if you get to campus yesterday, let me tell you, nearly everybody deserted their offices, including students. So if universities follow instructions that are being given out by the president, how much more the president's own appointees? In fact, let's get serious in this country. And health doesn't know any political color. It can take anyone at all. Even some people are even suspecting that the president himself might have already contracted this disease because of his travel into the Norway and other things. And how sure are we that, in fact, this disease has not already blown out in this country? So please, let's get serious. So to me, the presidency and his appointees have actually endorsed that the NIA should go ahead and do this. If not by now, they will come out to release some statement on this.